Okay, so I'd just like to kick this video off by sending a shout out to Thomas. It's mostly to tell you that you're the biggest douche I've ever met in my entire life for making me dance that much. Alright, you can see this. The rest of the video was shot before I did the dare because I started filming before you even put your video up. So thanks for that. But I did the dare and fuck editing that shit. So I'm just gonna put the whole thing up in a separate video. And if any of you have a problem with that, you can just suck my giant balls. News. Hey guys, it's Carl again. So today I've decided that I'm going to start with the more positive news, and then I'm going to go into the shittier news because I haven't read the articles I've prepared. Found them, didn't read them yet, so I have to read those. But I know about the first one, so we'll start there. So today, February 27th, 2013, a new statue has been unveiled in our nation's capital, and I think it's a pretty good statue. The statue is a depiction of Rosa Parks, a key player in the civil rights movement, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And she died in 2005, and they put the statue in to commemorate all that she did to further along, the rights of our African American friends. For those of you who don't know who Rosa Parks is, she's a woman who she got on a bus many, many years ago when the civil rights movement was picking up speed, and when MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., was going through, making his rounds, taking down the white supremacists. Got a little bit off topic there. But anyway, she got on a bus, sat down in one of the seats like, a normal person would. But during these times, the South was still very segregated, and when you rode a bus, if some white folks came on and you were a black folk, you needed to give them your seat. Well, Rosa Parks took a stand then and there and would not give these people her seat, which is something that just you didn't do, because these were back in the times when you could get beat, you could get killed, you could get like they would call the firefighters, and the firefighters would just hose you down, and you'd go skidding down the street. She took a stand, which is an amazing achievement back then. And I love this woman. Like, if she is the Joe Biden to my Leslie Knope, okay? That's what she means to me. So to wrap it up, statue, Rosa Parks, next story. Some researchers at UCL, or the University College of London, have come out with a study that says that people who have taken surveys asking how much they drink alcohol wise have not been telling the truth at all. Like, they're so far off. The study alleges that the amount of alcohol that's being taken in by people in England is being understated by 40 to 60%. Now, originally, the researchers found this problem because the amount of alcohol that was sold and the amount of alcohol that was reported as being taken in were just, there was a huge divergence. There was just no way that this is possibly how much people were actually taking in. And with these new results being shown, 75% of men and 80% of women are taking in more than their daily amount of alcohol every single day. Not once or twice a year, or, like once a week or so, a reasonable amount. Every day, they're taking in too much alcohol. This is dangerous for their health. The newly released study also shows that the heaviest drinkers are those who make the most money, and also those in the 16 to 24 years of age percentile. So not only is everybody drinking too much, but the minors are drinking the worst. And with that, we're going to move into our next story. The next story has a lot to do with hacking. So, as many of us know, hacking and cyber terrorism are becoming huge problems for not only the United States, but any civilized nation that uses computer systems to hold their information and keep their secrets and stuff. And as of late, one of the main players in these attacks is have been referred to as advanced persistent threat by a Virginia-based security company that was hired to seek out and find whoever is hacking in and stealing terabytes and terabytes of information from our government and our companies and our citizens. This security company, Mandiant, has accused the People's Republic of China of having a special unit which hacks in and takes information, and so they put the blame for these cyber terrorist attacks on China. Now, the People's Republic of China was very quick in responding to these accusations and denying them completely. But their only argument is that we have no proof that they're hacking, and to tell us that the unit that Mandiant has accused of being the one that's hacking into our computer systems doesn't exist. Like, they don't have any uh, part of their army or military or whatever you want to call it that has the ability to hack like this. They just don't keep these kind of people around, which just doesn't seem true because several of the people who are known to be in this unit in China have degrees from high-ranking colleges over there in computer sciences and stuff. Like several of these people could be hacking into systems and stuff. They have the ability. They have the technology. Now, if China really is hacking into our computer systems, or anyone, it doesn't even matter if it's China. It could very well not be China and be someone completely different. It doesn't even need to be an entire country. It could just be one guy sitting behind his computer going, I'm gonna steal all this shit from the US government. But seriously, this could be a huge problem because whoever this is obviously very good at doing what they're doing, and they're getting into government databases, and they could steal shit that could really fuck our country up. Alright? Secret plans, shit like that nobody has any knowledge of, could just get out, and we could end up in a war or like fighting for our lives sort of thing because somebody hacked and let this information loose. But I'm done with this story. And calm myself down. Oh wait, no, I'm not. The next story is even fucking worse. I really don't like the guy that we're about to talk about. So to talk about this guy, we have to go back quite a few years to at least 2008. So a man by the name of John Freshwater, who was a science teacher at Mount Vernon Middle School in Ohio, has had his job taken away. I believe his teaching license has also been revoked. He pretty much can't teach anywhere anymore. And he was fired because of some actions he may or may not have taken. That's not my place to decide. That's really for you to decide. But he's a very Christian man, and as many of us know, it's not entirely legal to impose your religious beliefs on the school children, especially not in public school. Private school, I don't know about that, but I know in public school you're supposed to separate your religion from public school because that's a state institution and you're not supposed to mix government and religion at all. Now, what we're not talking about here is if this man was wrongfully practicing his religion. What we're arguing here is what he did to his class. It's alleged that during an experiment with some Tesla coils, that he burnt a crucifix into one of the children's arms. He is also apparently a homophobe, and said that based on his own religion, homosexuality is wrong and should not be there. And if you choose, and the word here is choose to be homosexual, then you are wrong, and you're a sinner, and you should go to hell. Third, and just pretty much just as bad, is he refuses to properly teach his children. And remember, he's a science teacher. He refuses to properly teach them about the theory of evolution and how it applies to our lives. This teacher was warned several times for years before he actually had anything brought against him in 2008 that he was not to do this. He shouldn't preach his religion to his students. He was warned by the school district several times. Several other teachers made complaints about this man, saying that he wasn't teaching his stuff properly, so they had to retrain him, or having other students come up and say things, tell about things that he had done to them that weren't heard about, hidden, whatever happened. But he messed up a lot of kids. Alright? He even told one kid that because he was Catholic, not Christian, but Catholic, he wasn't truly a follower of Jesus. Which I think is some fucked up shit. And the reason why I bring this up is because from 2008 to 2011, the school board had meetings during which time this teacher was not allowed to teach and he received no pay, where they decided whether or not they would fire him. And in 2011, I think they made the right choice by firing this man. Now, following his removal, he was sued several times by both the school district, but a key point that I want to bring up is that he was sued by the family of a kid whose arm he had burned the crucifix into. And he didn't actually go to court with them, which speaks to me because typically, if you feel that you're not wrong, that you didn't do what they're accusing you of doing, you'll take them to court when they accuse you of it, and you'll prove your innocence. But this man, instead of going to court with this child and his family, gave them his home, sold it to them, like, not even sold, gave them all of his land, like 16 plus acres of land and his home, so that they could settle outside of court. Which just tells me that this man had something that he couldn't go in front of a judge and a jury and say, in all truth, that he had not burned a cross into this kid's arm. Now, Freshwater still contends that when he burned the crucifix into this kid's arm, he didn't intend to make it a crucifix. He was looking to achieve an X on the kid's arm, and he did it with several other students. But his result was looking for a temporary discoloration of red on the arm, and it had never occurred in a burn of this degree, which is alleged to be second-degree burns on this kid's arm. It had never happened like this before. But today is the day that this man will go in front of the Supreme Court to fight to prove that the school district fired him wrongfully, that he never preached to these children, that he never told them homosexuality was wrong, told them that Catholicism was not Christianity, and that they were the same thing, and to tell them that he never burned this child. And, well, he did. And that's your news for the day. I really hope this guy just loses horrendously, because he has challenged the original verdict on this case several times in the past year and a half. And I want him to lose. I want him to lose hard. Okay, so Amy, your challenge for this week is to sing I Touch Myself the first 45 seconds of that song. Except every time that she says the word you in the chorus, you have to replace it with my name. Good luck.